and welcome to Mickey Art. Now, some of you have been asking with regards to can you paint on glass, and yes you can, as you can see by this. This is my glass. What's it going to take for me to remember these words? Lazy Susan. And this was what came off when I did the mask and the live stream call. And it paints on, and as long as you seal it so that it wraps round, like if I was to varnish and wrap it right around the edges, would be sweet as. But if it doesn't go right around the edges, this is what can happen. It's really easy just to peel it straight off. So it's fantastic for making skins with. Some people use their skins to create other stuff, jewelry, book covers, you name it, they use it, and it's very, very cool. And doesn't always peel off in one piece, so you do need to be, I'm kind of rushing this a little bit here, and you got to be careful of it sticking together as well. Also peels off tiles really nicely as well. So again, with tiles you need to either prep it with a tile paint and then paint over that. Look at the back, isn't it pretty? It's so yummy. You can either prep it with a tile paint or just resin over top, and then you're good to go. And if you're going to take it off something and then store it for a little while, you need to store it on something that it's not going to stick to. Paper's not that great, although baking paper, baking parchment, whatever you guys call it in your country. I got really confused when they were talking about parchment paper, because parchment paper to me is not baking paper, but that's alright, I worked it out. So this is glued itself up to itself. How's it getting any better than that? So there you go. You can go ahead and use this as a skin for something magical, or just peel it off, and it's a really easy way, water-free way of cleaning up your mess. Just be aware that some paints take longer to set, so you might leave some behind, but they do just peel straight off. It's really easy. Saves a lot of water if you're in a place where water is a problem. Cleanup's a lot less water this way. Anyway, let's get to painting. Okay, so one of the things that I have looked at many times over the years, with regards to how to paint it and choosing to paint it and all those sorts of things, is you know, when you're driving along and it's dark and all the lights are on in a town and you're driving past a body of water and the street lights and the house lights and maybe the high-rise building lights are sparkling. That is one of the things, and then they reflect down into the water below. Do you know what I'm talking about? Now, that is what I would like to create with this. And I've been watching come on brain, function properly for me. Anne Osborne doing her center swipes. Well, that's what I call them. I'm not sure what she calls them, but she dribbles through the middle and then swipes both ways. And that is what I see when I see her do that. So that's what I'm gonna have a go at today. So what do I need? I need a swipe tool of some description, not too big, because what I see when she does it is like buildings. And so that's my target. And then I've got this, which is my paint spreading tool. What I've done is I've gone through and I've painted the center of these records with Mars Black to try and seal in the color of the center. Obviously it's not going to be such a big deal with regards to this painting, because this painting is got a black base. And I have done a black base before. Where have I put that? But the yellow in the middle got the colour come through. So let us create together. How much fun can we have? First thing is to create a background to swipe on, and I'm going to use a bigger tool. Got my cake tool. Actually saw this being used in a food video the other day. I can't remember what they called it, because it wasn't a cake tool that they called it. So if any of you know what the official name for this is, I would love to hear from you. So there we have it. See how easy that was being on Lazy Susan? Yay! I like Lazy Susan. It's being kind to me. Now why do I need the fork for this? The hair pick thing. I've heard it called a number of different things. I think Marilyn from Marilyn's Nature first came up with the idea of this. And what it does is, see how the ridges, I'm not sure if you can see, no you can't see, let's bring you onto an angle. Let me bring this up so we can angle it. See how there's that big thick ridge there? By using the fork, it spreads that out, and we get, yes, we get ridges all over the place, but they will settle more easily and more evenly okay. I'm just gonna see if giving it a little bit of a spin is going to do anything, but I don't think it will. Maybe. And now I've got black all over my hands, so I'm going to clean my hands. Back in a second. Okay, while I was doing that, I had a bit of a play, and what I've done is I've taped one of these giant popsicle sticks on to the Lazy Susan. Now, let me show you on an angle. I've actually got the Lazy Susan upside down. As you can see, the big bit's actually on the ground. And this Lazy Susan has 4 little rubber feet, which hold onto the record quite nicely. Just that little bit of grip. And the popsicle stick is skinnier than the little rubber feet. Oops, don't do that to your finger. So I can grab it and spin. Now, let's have a go at spinning out the paint so we get rid of those ridges. Because it has settled a little bit, but it's still a bit ridgy. Alright, so I'm just going to give it a bit of a spin. And now I've got something to hold on to that's not And it didn't really work, did it? I first saw some, who was it? Debbie from Acrylic Pouring was the first one I saw using popsicle sticks on her Lazy Susan. And that's not really working either. That's okay. This is why I don't use a Lazy Susan for my paintings, for my spin paints. Okay, so what am I going to do? I'm going to put band across now when you think about lights and reflections and stuff, what colours are they? They're white, they're red, they're orange, they're yellow, and they have a bit of sparkle. So what have we got? We've got Reeves Orange, Reno Art Lemon Yellow, Crimson, Reno Art Crimson Red, and I think that's Reno Art Gold, and Reeves White, which isn't much in there. So stand that up there. Stand that up so that it gets thingied. Alright, and the last piece of tools and equipment we're going to need is dun, 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 kitchen towel or some form of wipey thing to clean off this each time we swipe so that we don't create mud by the other side. So the question then becomes, where do we begin to tell the story of how great a love can be? The great love story that is older than the sea. Where do we start? Oh, that's quite thick. Do I have any of this? Actually, I'm going to replace the orange with copper because I like copper and it sparkles and it's really thick too. Sorry guys, I should have checked the consistency of my paints before I started. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you'll know that I mix up a reasonable quantity of paint each time I mix. And that way I don't have to keep mixing. Every time I go to paint. So I'm not using a lot of paint. And I might do a second, like after I've swiped the first time. Ooh, that's a big blob. Big blob of yellow. And then some gold. and some white. Whee! Now immediately I can see a little fragment of white there. I bought myself some toothpicks with a little shape dispensary bit today. I don't want chunks in there because they're just gonna make weird marks. Okay, so where's my, here it is. Now I'm right-handed, so I'm going to start on this side and then I can move across like that, okay? Now what colours have I got silicone in? Would be my next question. I don't think I should have put the white on there. I know there's silicone in the red, and I'm pretty sure there is in the yellow. That's an interesting shape building, isn't it? There we go, I wasn't digging quite deep enough. Alright, I quite like that. Now the cool thing is, because I can do that swipe method quite nicely, I can go this way now. The handy thing of it being on a Lazy Susan, I could just turn it right around. So try and get a similar line. Oops. My building went the wrong way in the reflection. Let's do that one again. No, that didn't work. See a little bit of the shimmering lights there. This one's quite tall. And then we've got another one over top. going to do now is I'm just going to dribble through the centre a little black line. And just pat it. Pat it in. Now why am I doing this? Because if you go out and look at a water line like I'm trying to emulate, there's always a black line that runs along the waterfront, where you can imagine the step down from the land, where there is, whether it's a beachfront or where it's the edge of the wharf or whatever it is, there's always an area that's the light is gonna be blocked from actually hitting. Look, I even got the little flick at the top of that one. I like it. I like it. I'm really happy with that. I don't think I'd put as much white in next time if I put white in at all. Let's get my torch. Oh. Hopefully my torch works today, because I was resining last night. Yeah, oh good. Just popping any bubbles. I need to pop the bubbles in the black as well, because I didn't do that before we started. So one of the things I've always done, I mean, a lot of my painting before I started doing acrylic pouring was very copying, trying to get things to look like something, and it's been a bit of a hard habit to get out of for me, because I like trying to reproduce stuff. Interesting point of view. I have that point of view. But one of the things that I have noticed is a capacity to be able to look at something and ask the question, oh, how could I paint that? How could I emulate that, duplicate that, create something similar to that? So there you go. Probably should have put a bit more silicone in, but we'll have another go at it another time. But I really like it. Let me get you down and show you it close up. Hey, it looks better from up there actually. So it's got a few little cells. I really should have been a little bit more, taken a little bit more time and care with getting the silicone in. But I like it. It does have that water's edge skyline thing going up. Ooh, ooh, oh! What did I just think of? Okay, I've just put you back up there because I had a thought. No, I had an awareness fleet through. How do you know it's different from between an awareness and a thought? An awareness is fleeting. So, what do you have in water that you don't have on land? Waves. it's moving. Oh, look at that. Now we have waves in our water. Now it's less confusing what that is. Let me get down. It looks like a waterfront now. Yay! I really like it. I really, really like it. So just running that comb through has just created a little bit more interest down here. I wonder if that's created any more. Interesting cells. No, maybe I should have dipped the comb in paint. Oops, I just gave away what I'm doing tomorrow. So there you go, guys. There is my waterfront skyline. Yay! Waterfront night sky. I like that. I like it a lot. So thanks for joining me, and I will be back super soon, your time, in a couple of days my time, to show you the dried result. See you soon. Yahoo! Look at this. Isn't it cool? Oh my goodness, my skyline. I'm so proud of it. It's so cool. It's even got watermarked. Yay! I'm so pleased with this. Yeah, anyway. It really has come up super well. I'm super pleased with it. And how does it get any better than this, guys? How much fun can you have creating the results that you desire? Playing with paint and having fun. What if that was the only two targets of any painting you ever did, was to play with paint and to have fun? And if you aren't having fun, stop, go do something else that is fun. Because what if the purpose of life is to have fun? And I had fun making this. I'm really grateful to Anne Osborne for her centre swipes, as I call them. I'm not sure what she calls them, because that's really allowed me to create the nighttime waterfront skyline painting I've always wanted to do. So super happy, super excited about this one, and come join us on Acrylic Pouring for Fun and share your magic that you create. I adore you all. Thanks so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, turn on the bell for notifications, and what magic can we create together? I adore you. Have fun. Bye bye.